Good morning and welcome to KidNuz. I'm Tori. Today is Wednesday, November 16th, 2022. And we begin with NASA's much-hyped Artemis mission finally headed to the moon. After several months and as many delays, the agency's biggest, most powerful launch system thundered skyward earlier this morning from Cape Canaveral, Florida. Commander Moonikin and his crew of mannequins rode atop the massive rocket for about 8 minutes, after which their tiny Orion capsule jettisoned into orbit on its own. They'll now spend the next 26 days lapping the lunar surface and testing out all the technology that human astronauts will need when they make this same trip as early as next year. Splashdown is set for December 11th in the Pacific Ocean near San Diego, California. A milestone for our little blue marble. Sometime yesterday, Earth's human population hit 8 billion, a mind-boggling number that comes just 11 years after we hit 7 billion. The United Nations credits advances in public health, medicine, and nutrition for helping us all live longer, but also says growth is slowing and not as many babies are being born. The UN estimates that the population will reach 9.7 billion by 2050, around 10.4 billion during the 2080s, and hold steady at that level until around 2100. Much of Earth's population was apparently doing exactly the same thing at exactly the same time yesterday, trying to buy tickets to see Taylor Swift. So many at such a fevered pitch that TicketMaster struggled to keep up, and Swifties flooded Twitter with bad blood. The site denied crashing, but then acknowledged that the singer's new tour caused historically unprecedented demand and asked fans to be patient. The U.S. leg of Eras begins March 18th in Glendale, Arizona, and wraps August 5th in Los Angeles. Swift recently released her latest album, Midnights, and promptly became the first artist ever to simultaneously claim all top 10 spots on the Billboard Hot 100. The teenage figure skater who jumped her way into some not-so-great headlines in Beijing may not get to redeem herself anytime soon. Russia's Kamila Valieva was the darling of the Winter Games until reports surfaced that she had tested positive months prior for a banned substance that improves performance. That revelation threw the competition into disarray, postponed a medal ceremony, and to this day has not been resolved. But on Monday of this week, the World Anti-Doping Agency announced that it would seek a 4-year ban on Kamila competing, which means she wouldn't get to skate in the 2026 Olympics in Italy. The Court of Arbitration for Sport has the final say. No word yet on when that might come. As expected, former President Donald Trump announced last night that he wants another shot at the Oval Office. His announcement attracted global attention, with 250 cameras reportedly requesting access. But political insiders say he's not a shoo-in for the Republican nomination. Polling shows Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, former Vice President Mike Pence, and Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin all have as much, if not more, early support inside the GOP. On the Democratic side, still no word from President Biden if he'll run again, although analysts say the results of the midterms may have given him a boost in that direction. Other names being bandied about, according to The Hill: California Governor Gavin Newsom, Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg, and Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer. That's it for KidNuz. Now our KidNuz quiz, generously sponsored today by Jones of Austin, Texas, who'd like to give a special shout out to Joni's Cuckoo, also known as Ms. Lubanda, and all her second grade students at Nathan Hale Elementary. Ms. Lubanda is having surgery and will be out of the classroom for a bit, and we all send good wishes for a speedy recovery. Now, today's quiz. How long will it take the Orion capsule to lap the moon and return to Earth? About 26 days. The Earth's human population just crossed what milestone? $8 billion. The popularity of what artist caused problems for TicketMaster? Taylor Swift. How long might teenage skater Kamila Valieva be banned from competing? 4 years. In today's Kid News Kicker, not all heroes wear capes, and some aren't even human. Video of a German shepherd saving his best friend from a neighbor's charging dog is whipping around the internet with more than 45 million views. In it, you can clearly see hero dog Hank playing outside with a 6-year-old when another hound comes into the frame in what appears to be full attack mode. Not only does Hank knock his little human out of harm's way, but then hovers over him while fighting back. During the scuffle, another family dog swoops in to stand guard while Mom pulls the boy to safety. No one was injured, and the family is posting thanks to Hank on social media, calling him the man, the myth, and the legend, while celebrating their second pooch by saying, "Every superhero needs a sidekick." Thanks again to Jones of Austin, Texas for sponsoring today's quiz. Hello to the second graders at Nathan Hale Elementary, and the best to their teacher, Ms. Lubanda. We also want to shout out Mrs. Frank at Gallagher Elementary in Newark, Delaware, Mrs. McGuffey at Walt Disney Elementary in Clinton Township, Michigan, Mrs. Porter and her Trailblazers at Lincoln Trail in Lamar, Indiana, Mrs. Bach and her Bach Stars at Hobbamock Elementary in Pembroke, Massachusetts, and Mrs. Gans and her Bobcats at Van Buren in Caldwell, Idaho. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you back here for more Kid News tomorrow morning.